going over and
Just
over
go.
and
Yeah,
over
go,
and over
go,
and
go,
over.
over and over.
Like,
Yeah.
and
With no dissolve.
with no dissolve, you know. So, I mean, we're saying this not to make anybody feel bad. Like I said, we all been there. Myself, plethora of times.
Yeah.
um, but I feel like every time I've been there, I've learned a little bit,
Hmm.
and I've taken lessons, and oh, okay, I learned this, I learned that.
Right.
Because
right,
in
right,
reality,
right.
nobody comes to the world. You don't have your parents come and tell you, hey, by the way, when you fail the first time, when you start from scratch the first time, it's not the same. But when you start to scratch from scratch the second time, you got to do this. Nobody comes. There's no book. There's no
Yeah.
manual to this.
Yeah. You have to move. You
Yeah,
have to move it yourself, man.
yeah,
You
you,
gotta move it
you are
yourself.
in control of your decisions, of what route your life goes into, and you have the energy to continue doing it or to stop it.
Yeah.
It's this is not something that you can go ahead and buy at Walmart. This is not a multivitamin shake that you take and all of a sudden, oh, I'm done. You know, now I will never start from scratch again. No, this is something from within. This is something that I believe a lot of us in this time in this society, we need to start getting in touch with our inner selves.
Hmm.
Meaning, we need to start connecting more with what is right because we feel is right, but not to say it's right because that's what society deems is right.
Hmm.
You know, I think that if we all as a group of individuals, if we we practice this a little bit more, I think that we'd be 1,000 times better. We'd feel happier. We'd live life with less stress.
Right.
Um,
Find balance in
and
more.
find balance
Right.
in a lot of things that we do. Um, you know, I just wanted to touch that up. And if you're starting from scratch and you're watching this, you got this, man. You got this. Whether you're, man or woman, teenager, if you're starting from scratch, this is nothing, man. You got this. You know, this just means that you've been given the opportunity to become a great builder and rebuild. Now this time that you're rebuilding, build stronger.
Right.
Build
Yeah.
stronger. Don't build your foundation strong so that you don't have to go ahead and keep resetting.
It's also a lot harder to generate when you're starting from, like how we alluded to earlier, when you're doing it based on society and measuring yourself from other people. You more so want to start this from your inner work. More look for a direction that you want to go. If I'm somewhere that I don't want to be, that I'm generating just not being where I am right now. That I want to be a better. I also want to be a better version of myself. Right now, those two things, they might seem like different things, but I want to be in a better. I want to be in another place, and I want to be a better version of myself. So those are two things that I have intention to change. So now I start to oscillate that with the patterns that show that I want to be in another, and I want to be in another place from where I am now, and I also want to be a better version of myself. So I start taking consideration of a lot that's going on. How am I going to be a better version of myself if I don't get enough sleep? How am I going to be a better version of myself if I stress every single thing that comes? How am I going to be a better version of myself if I don't, um, you know, keep growing with mentally?
Yeah.
If I keep growing emotionally, keep allowing myself to see the synchronicities in life, taking my life very personal. Like this is what we kind of like, we want to get into this practice because this is going to show us how we are the key if we just utilize our intentions more of the inner work. You are the key to open the universe outside of you. So you have to go inside, say directionally, feel yourself almost with those the feeling of being outside, not where you are living right now, and a better version of yourself.
Absolutely.
See it through. And then at that point, start to say what it is that you are willing to shed. based on where it is you're trying to be.
Meaning, what are you trying? What can you live without?
Right. Right. Because look at a
You know.
snake. A snake does it. A snake does it inherently. Right. It sheds its skin.
Yeah.
But this is a dissolution version. This is the part of dissolution in the process.
Yes.
So this is like saying, all right, well, I'm not so much dying; I'm dissolving. It's a dissolution. I'm just becoming something new. And this is why death, to those who perceive it to be something finite, like it's finished, everything's done at that point. It would be also wise to look at the acronym "the end." That means that the energy never dies. So it always moves. It always transforms.
Did you guys get that? I want to go ahead and go real back to it. End. END. Energy never dies. Okay. So I know a lot of you guys are those are just some, you guys came up with that.
Yeah, you could do that.
You
You can
know.
do that. It's just, yeah.
Obviously, but think about it. If you start using positive reinforcement for your ideas, thoughts, and actions, 9 times out of 10, the result is going to be positive.
Yeah.
Because you are already you're giving good energy to the things.
Mm-hmm.
You're putting in positiveness without any doubt. Now, if you put positiveness with doubt, then then you're not being true to yourself. And it's like he was saying, you got to do it from within, from that good place inside you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, no one is born evil. No one on planet Earth is born evil. Okay, a baby is not born with a Glock in his hand and he's just off in the dark there.
Yeah.
Oh, you spanked me, pow! No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Everybody's born with goodness in their hearts, and I think that obviously, I'm not saying that now you got to be in a corner, with a guitar singing "Kumbaya, my Lord." None of that. That's not the point here. The point that we're trying to make here is for you to understand that there is a place inside you, even though if you've been, hurt, if you've been not treated well, if you've been misplaced on Earth, as to in a way of saying, you're not where you want to be.
Right.
If you've been misplaced on Earth, in this timeline, by all means understand that you have greatness within you and that you were not born evil. You were not born to suffer. No one is born to suffer. The suffering part comes after, because of, in the case of kids suffer because of adult decisions.
Right.
And adults suffer because of adult decisions. But and I know that I feel like I'm getting off topic here, but if you're starting from scratch, that for you to see that as a suffering, I believe that you shouldn't see that as a suffering. No. Starting from scratch is part of growth. It's part of growth. Right. I sincerely believe that in order for us to grow into smarter, more efficient individuals, we have to go through certain dissolutions. Yeah. We have to go ahead and generate, oscillate, and destroy it, and be in this case be destroyed. And yes, Carlos, you're absolutely right. Carlos said it's a learning experience. Absolutely, it's definitely a learning experience. It's just how you take that learning experience.
Right.
Do you want to take that learning experience with a positive attitude, or do you want to take that learning experience, here we go again.
Right.
Man, yeah. I can never have anything in my savings account. That's not how you should be looking at things.
Yeah.
You've been given an opportunity to rebuild. Think about how many people don't get an opportunity to rebuild.
Yeah.
And they lose everything from one day to another, bam, and that's it.
Right. Right. I mean, like I said, this work starts from inside. So this is kind of like, you have to think of it when you're coming with intentions, and you have an idea of where it is that you might want to project that energy. This is like the seed in the soil. But now the difference of that seed between that seed and your intention is only the will that's going to move it. Is you just have to be kind of like willing to water that seed, which is watering the intention or the idea for you to actually see it through.
That willpower.
Just seeing yourself actually do what it is that like you're saying that you're going to do is just so powerful. To see yourself actually commit. You're
Amazing.
living in a paradigm in which patterns are they're very, I would say, sought after. People love patterns. This is on IG. This is called algorithms.
Yeah.
Okay, the reality loves patterns, and when it sees patterns, it will feed that pattern over and over and over. Like if you have an addiction, it will help you find patterns in that addiction, and then you'll continue to do it over
So
and
that
over and over.
that was a good explanation.
Yeah.
Also, Carlos, check out what Carlos said, and I know that this is probably going to be in our YouTube channel. But from scratch, you need to have a plan, a vision. Otherwise, you're going to end up running circles around the same bad situation.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Generating and
Yeah,
oscillating, generating and oscillating, generating and oscillating. You just go, and the problem is you never finish. You never dissolve anything. So if you hear the word, you never solve. Dissolve is to dissolve. Okay.
Undo.
Right. So
To
this
undo.
is right to dissolve. So there was a solve, and then something that dissolves. All right. You're not going through the full process. So you're just going back to, solve, operate, solve, operate, solve, operate, but you're not completing the whole process.
Yeah.
And that is something, like I said, you're in a reality right now that wants to feed. It will very gladly feed you anything that you need. Like I said, the universe will conspire to make it happen for you if only you show willpower and you show patterns. When you pattern break, this is where you have the full recognition of the architecture of the reality.
Facts.
So this is where you pattern break. Maybe now it could be down to going a certain route to to work every single day, and then one day you go a different route. You didn't predetermine it. Like you didn't have that already set in mind.
You didn't plan it,
but you said, you know what? I'm just going this way. Boom. Now the reality kind of wants to see why do you go this way? And now you kind of like if you this is kind of like cheat codes. This is kind of pattern breaking is a big cheat code. This now has the attention of the architecture, and now you can, if you start from this moment, you can start changing the way you think. Usually I get home, I like to lay down and take a nap. But I go home, and this time I don't go home and take a nap. I go home and I start organizing shit.
Yeah. You're doing something different.
I start organizing.
Breaking the
right. I start organizing things, and I start, cleaning up. Pattern's like, hold on. He took a different route to work. He's doing something different. Now you're intriguing the architecture. But what happens is we continue the same patterns over and over again.
Expecting a different outcome.
Right. You expect a different outcome. It's already, listen, have you ever played The Sims before? You will continue to, they'll just do whatever it is that I've pretty much set them to do on an every other day basis, that they'll repeat that same pattern. But if one day, this is like Free Guy, you know what I'm saying? One of the NPCs decides it's not gonna make the coffee when it wakes up. It's not gonna walk the dog.
Whoa.
It's gonna.
What you mean?
What the hell? I'm like, hey, what's going on with this guy? And I gotta kind of like put him back on track. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of like how the architecture works for me. I look at it in that way.
That in your personal view.
In my own personal view, how I use it. And the thing is, there's no one way to eat a Reese's. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do it however it is that works for you. Mind you, there's people out here that we would measure to say that these people are successful based on maybe a dollar amount. But honestly, I say to myself sometimes, I mean, how much of yourself is left?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you generated and maintained a whole lot, but how much have you dissolved?
Not a whole lot.
So this becomes a problem when it is that you have to walk that moment in your life where you start saying, how much did I really do? How much did I really?
What am I really?
What did I
get
really
out of
complete?
this?
What did I really complete here? So you got to think about how maybe this works in a lot of people's process. How it works for them. What are they? When they're generating, operating, and destroying. To what extent can you use that analogy? Okay, to what extent? If I'm telling you that's how basically a car was made, they reverse engineered the way that the human body works, right? So this is like, okay, I'm gonna do that, but now I'm gonna put a human inside of it. So not only is it not, but it's generating, operating, and destroying, but there's a generator, operator, and destroyer inside the car.
Yeah.
And if you generate and operate and you don't dissolve too quick enough, you crash.